1,000 years before Christ, the 12 tribes of Israel demanded a king from the Lord. The people chose Saul, a brave warrior, to win and protect them from the Philistines. But the Lord was not pleased with Saul and his selfishness. Then the Lord said to Samuel, his prophet, "For how long will you bear the brunt of Saul's tyrannies? I have already rejected him as the king of Israel." So Samuel set out in search of answers. In his journey, Samuel was led by God to the house of Jesse in Bethlehem. Among Jesse's 8 sons, God chose the youngest, David, a humble shepherd boy, to be anointed as the future king of Israel. Meanwhile, the Philistines continued to threaten Israel. Their mightiest warrior, Goliath, stood over 9 feet tall and wore armor of bronze. For 40 days, Goliath challenged the Israelites to send out a champion to decide the battle in single combat. David, bringing food for his elder brothers in the army, heard Goliath's challenge. He was filled with faith and courage and offered to fight Goliath. King Saul reluctantly agreed and offered his own armor, but David refused. He went to face Goliath armed only with a sling and 5 smooth stones from a nearby brook. As Goliath moved in for the kill, David slung one of his stones at Goliath's forehead. Finding the giant's only weak spot, the stone sank into the giant's forehead, and he fell face down on the ground. David then took Goliath's sword and cut off his head. The Philistines fled at the sight, and Israel was saved. David, with God's favor, would go on to become one of the greatest kings in Israel's history, fulfilling the prophecy revealed to Samuel. David's victory over Goliath with a sling and a stone became legendary. In time, David united the tribes of Israel and established his kingdom. His life was full of constant battles, but he never lost his faith. David's biggest wish was to build a temple for God. Because he was a man of war, David was not permitted by the Lord to build the temple. The Lord promised David, however, that his son would reign in peace and build a temple.